Welcome, brothers. Welcome, sisters. Welcome to our program On Target. As usual, as soon as we start this program, we give you an opportunity to pick up the telephone and give us a call. We never have a subject matter. We speak about anything. There are a number of issues going on all over the world, whether the United States of America, and a big investigation, a controversy, or crimes among some black celebrities. In addition to that, the Russia and Ukraine, a number of people have gotten fatigued and tend to forget this war. And Israel has just assassinated or destroyed or killed or executed Yahya Sinwar. And the war continues there. And in Grenada here, we have just celebrated Heroes Day on October 19. It appears the government is still muddled and confused whether they're celebrating Heroes Day or whether they're celebrating October 19. It seems a bit confused about it. It seems the emphasis is on October 19. The government want to honor those who have been executed or those who die on October 19. The government decided that that would be a solemn issue, and as a result of that, a couple hours before, maybe 24 to 72 hours before, they ban amplified music, leaving all the people who made preparation for activities with expenses that they have to go. Some or the other, something is wrong with the government economics. They show quite a lot of insensitivity, and in addition to that, they seem to be making decisions on the spur at the moment. The issues are not well thought out. Maybe they did that to make certain that no other activities, so people are going to come to their activity. Well, the report was, the National Heroes Day held in Progress Park was poorly attended. Some people believe it was just a couple of hundred. Poorly attended. An activity like that with free bus should bring out thousands of people. I hope that is a signal to get the government to understand that they represent all the people of Grenada. The number to call is 442-0175. And we encourage you to like and share our program. That is one of the ways you could help our program to spread, particularly in light of the fact that one of our frequency on the radio is still off. We have been battered by Hurricane Beryl, and the most listened to frequency, 91.9, is still out. So share, like our program, and subscribe. On October 25th, we have Paraclete Catholic Harvest. Come to the harvest. Always have new ideas and new initiatives that you could remember all the time. October 25th, come as early as possible. Since 12 o'clock, music will be playing. Come in. And now while we await your call, we believe that our leaders in Grenada have tried. But perhaps all of them have weakness. And maybe we have contributed in letting the weakness grow. Because when we like a party, or when we like a leader, we tend to be very tolerant to the mistakes they make. And you would hear me say a lot of time, I always look at the policies of a political party, the policies of government. Because man is not perfect. Just like me, they would like to make mistakes. But in this present government situation, I'm very worried. I'm worried that this present Prime Minister is being blackmailed. Yes, caller, welcome.
Yes, Mr. Pierre, good morning. How we hope you have a good weekend, sir.
Yes,
Just a
great.
little concern or question. I realize that we have the Heroes Day, which is not a problem, and they want to keep it at a solemn day. But I just reflecting the revolution, the guys didn't believe in God. And we talking a lot about church service and solemn day and everything. I just want to ask a question. How does that really line up with the men that don't believe in God and you're banning music and everything? I just want to ask a question. How do we really celebrate this solemn day when men don't believe in God? Just a question, sir. Have a
I,
good
I think they're just trying to use the religion and the church. These individuals, we have a lot of atheists in Grenada, or pseudo atheists. Some of them must be confused atheists. Some of them involved in church because it's a nice way to hide. A lot of snake in the grass. You heard the Prime Minister outburst of the separation of church and state. I think that is a bag of hogwash. All political parties use the church to pray for them for the meeting. All these ministers racing and going in funeral and looking pious in funeral. But when it's convenient for them, they say church and state is separate. Yes, caller, welcome.
Mr. Pierre, good afternoon.
Yes, caller.
I have a concern. On October 19th, it was, I'm subject to correction, but what I do believe, it was only Grenadians who died. On October 25th, we had Grenadians who died and the days that followed. October 19th was declared a solemn day. October 20th, and in that we had no music being played, whatever. October 25th, how, because I just heard you say about a harvest on October 25th, amplified music would be played. My concern is, would there be a no amplified music on the 25th of October? We are talking about Grenadians being killed, murdered. We're talking about Grenadians. We had Grenadians who died October 25th. So I'll need some explanation as it relates to the Grenadians who died on October 19th and those who died October 25th and the days that followed. We're talking about Grenadians, Mr. Pierre.
October
I need some
25th.
clarification.
October 25th, from its time it starts, is a day for celebration. Thanksgiving Day. We were celebrating the return to democracy. Yes, people died. They paid their life for democracy. We did not have democracy then. We had 4.5 years when we had the worst crimes after slavery and colonialism. We had coups and counter coups. So when October 25th come, although people died, there was a celebration, a thanksgiving. We happy, we glad that Grenada was rescued. Some people would say the Americans invade, some say they intervene, and some say they rescued. All of them is good. The Governor General then, Paul Schoon, together with other ministers in the Caribbean, prime ministers in the Caribbean, invited Ronald Reagan. And they come in. And the majority of Grenadians were very happy. Now, October 19, you always have this one a little cloudy. October 19, some people want to recognize that day because they want to recognize Maurice Bishop and his group as a hero. But they're so dishonest. The problem is the level of dishonesty that lies with the agents of Marxist-Leninism and communism. Share this honesty. Come out clear and say, people died on that day and we want to have a day of recognition. And they could give it a holiday if they want. And plan what you do. But this government waits on the 9th hour and then decide to cut off amplify music for some people because they had amplify music. And they should look at the turnout and recognize what they're doing is not popular. And they try to model it by using Heroes Day as an excuse. No justification. And that's what you find. But October 25th, yes, we could pray, we could thank God, we could wine and we could dine because we're in a celebrating mood. People died, and they died for our freedom. So we thank them with church service, and then we celebrate. It's a whole different. And the government going to take some time to get the act together. And even on Heroes Day, the Prime Minister is still lying. This Prime Minister seems to be pathological where lies are concerned. He must lie. Since 1993, there is a plaque with names on it in honor of the people who died. But he said there is nothing. Every opportunity the Prime Minister gets, he tells lies. And that's that would bring in my second question. My question now to Brother Randall. Because I believe we could save leaders. We could salvage leaders from themselves by pointing out to them the wrong trajectory that they're on. This Prime Minister, Dick Mitchell, need to be saved. He need to be salvaged. Based upon the laws of deduction, based upon the Prime Minister's illogical behavior, based upon the Prime Minister's unconventional performance and attitude, I am advancing the view that I strongly believe that he is being blackmailed. And that is why I address to Brother Randall. I have a lot of respect for Brother Randall. I think by and large he has tried to be objective. He comes from the lower income group. Now he might be in a new class, but he comes from that group. So I believe he could still be rational. When you listen to him, he seems that he still wants to be rational and objective. So I'm asking him the question, are you concerned that the Prime Minister of Grenada may be blackmailed? Every Grenadian ought to be concerned. What this Prime Minister doing is not normal. It is unconventional. No other political leader in Grenada has done that. The Prime Minister has quacked most of his loud supporters. They dumbfounded, they can't answer. So I'm appealing to my brother Randall. Your voice has been in Grenada very regular, and you're not afraid to speak. And you are one of those on social media that is posting with great regularity. So I'm asking you to respond to this question. Are you concerned that the Prime Minister may be blackmailed? Give us some examples, some explanation, some justification for the people of Carriacou being denied the 100-house unit that was built specifically for you. That's the two questions I want to ask you today. You see, when I look around NDC, I look for hope. I look for individual perhaps that could nudge the Prime Minister and help him. That was the challenge we had in October 19 and the days leading up to October 19. Obviously, there was an impasse between two sections of the RMC, the revolutionary government. You had the Bishop group and you had the Bonham Code group. We were hearing stories. Public officers was called in a meeting and spoke to by politicos of the revolutionaries, trying to explain to them why Maurice Bishop was arrested. So it means that those then was trying to get support, public support. No one intervened. I've always chastised the Bar Association. I believe they could have intervened. The trade union had compromised themselves. The only two individuals, and during that time we discussed this thing, in Grenada we believe that had the clout, still, and command respect among all the players of the revolution was Gloria Payne Banfield and Pamela Steele. We believe then, some of us then, who was always discussing the politics, believe that these two individuals commanded enough respect that they could have called the main players and be a broker and moderate. Gloria Payne Banfield and Pamela Steele. The revolutionaries respected these two women. Nobody called. Nobody intervened. And when Vincent Noel, who was the one bringing out the communiques, made the statement that Bonham Code, Ewart Lane, Liam James, he called some others, can't remember now, must report to the nearest police station. Some of us declared, well, these guys want to fight. Why? And then again, these two names come up. The only two people in Grenada we felt then that had the clout to call these individuals and say, let's talk, was Gloria Payne Banfield and Pamela Steele. Nobody did. The rest is history. Today in our society, Deacon Mitchell is going down the wrong track. And some people must call him a nudging. Ronald Robinson, perhaps you are the last hope among the inner circle. You command respect. Perhaps you don't know. But you must nudge Deacon and find out if he is being blackmailed. Grenada would be the laughing stock in the Caribbean. You have to understand that the Prime Minister of Grenada knowingly was heading in a danger zone. A zone that was declared by the CDC for health reasons for people to avoid going. The Prime Minister is not part of Mother Teresa group. He's not a priest. He's not a medical doctor. These are the people that go to these kind of danger zones. Yes, caller, welcome.
Good morning, Mr. Pierre. Good day. The voice of one crying in the wilderness.
Yes, caller.
Mr. Pierre, I'm a little bit puzzled. I really a little bit puzzled with the present situation. Okay, in terms of this, what you may call Heroes Day. I mean, you is having a celebration of that magnitude, and that Heroes Day celebration, which Deacon Mitchell put together, I look at it as an NDC rally. Because if you say that you is having a Heroes Day celebration, how come it is not inclusive? How come that it is not inclusive? We have a parliamentary representative for the area, Miss Emmeline Pierre. Why she was not the individual to do the opening remarks? This so-called
was she invited?
Well, that's what I am saying. Based on information, no. And what I do not understand, Mr. P, and I'm trying to understand that. And what I do not really understand is that you have somebody like, I mean, come on, Tillman Thomas, watch him and this thing with me. Maurice Bishop jailed Tillman Thomas for 3 years in jail. And Tillman Thomas sit down in this, what you may call, I don't know, they say Heroes Day. And Tillman Thomas, they're smiling, you know. The man, they're smiling. The man was jailed by Maurice Bishop. Maurice Bishop was not an angel. Let me tell you something. People will disagree with me. I do not see no way that Maurice Bishop is a hero. Just like I do not see Gary was a hero. Under Gary administration, Gary did a lot, which Grenadian appreciate. But when you look at the regime of Eric Matthew Gary, a lot of people under that regime was terrorized under Gary Mungo's gang. But in the midst of that, Gary administration brings out a lot. I am saying the same thing with Maurice Bishop under the RMC, that under that administration, Grenadians saw a lot. But Maurice Bishop had committed atrocity against the Grenadian people. So why it is that Maurice Bishop overthrown Gary? Because of the wrongs that Gary was doing. So under these two administrations, Mr. Pierre, they did reasonable. But neither Bishop or Gary was not a hero. So you will ask me the question, who do you term as a hero in Grenada and they should recognize? And boldly I can say, the Right Honorable Dr. Kit Mitchell. I'm saying that without no apology, man. Kit Mitchell had took Grenada from zero to hero, from the guttermost to the uttermost, from the country of darkness to the country of light. This is a man that make more contribution to Grenada than any other prime minister put together. This is a hero, and yet we does not recognize him. And you have Ralph Gonzalez coming down in Grenada here. Hypocrite. Do anybody know the history of Ralph Gonzalez? He come down here dancing. You didn't see him dancing, but how many of us know the history with the overthrow of the Grenada government and the rescue, so-called rescue mission that come in? Ralph Gonzalez was the man that stood up and do all the transactions to form the base with the American in Barbados to come to Grenada. How many of us do that? Mr. Pierre, raise my case.
Yes, scholar, and one only have to respect the things that you say. And we have to remember that the NDC, both the NDC and NNP could bring out 3,000 to 5,000 people in a public rally if they are genuine. Both parties have 10, 15, 20,000 solid support. So the fact that the government were not able to bring out 500 people should tell the government that they're backing up the wrong tree. Yes, caller, welcome.
Mr. Pierre, good afternoon.
Yes, caller.
How are you, sir?
Great, man. Good, man.
All right, thank God for that. Mr. Pierre, I asking a question, I'm saying something, and I don't want nobody back me up. Trust me, I'm asking a question, and I'm still saying something. No backup.
Right place for that.
No backup. Mr. Pierre, the former Prime Minister Ed Hermitage, I want to ask the question, what Dr. Mitchell could do. He hate Dr. Mitchell so as a passion. I'm asking the question. I never hear that man say something good about Dr. Mitchell. Never. The man there on the right along saying that kind of thing. The man just running him out on Dr. Mitchell. That man praising hero where the people put him in Hope Vale to kill him. Huh? That the people and them here to hate. He cannot sit down and have a hatred for Dr. Mitchell. What Dr. Mitchell could do him like that? People demonstrate when he there on death row for him in Hermitage. They go and demonstrate down in Oakville, you know. And everything this man just only running him out on Dr. Mitchell. I'm tired listening to this man. That is why I have to ask the question. Sabbath every Sunday morning, going and kneel down in front of the priest and body of Christ. Eh? So if you don't like people, how you expect you to go in and take the body of Christ? Question and answer, I want to know. Have your blessing.
Yes, scholar, thank you. And remember, Dr. Mitchell also taking the body of Christ too. Both Tillman Thomas and Dr. Mitchell are staunch Catholics. One of the difference is Dr. Mitchell is successful politically and the NDC was not successful. Tillman Thomas was not successful politically and Dr. Mitchell was successful. And as a result of that, a lot of envy, political envy. I just call it envious admiration. Yes, scholar, welcome.
Good afternoon, Mr. Pierre.
Yes, sir.
I think Tillman Thomas has proven to the Grenadian public that he did something wrong. That's why he went to jail. So he went to ask for forgiveness yesterday. Thank you very much.
Yes, and Tillman was the human rights lawyer. He had issue with Leslie Pierre when they opened the news, the paper, I think the Voice, and Maurice Bishop shut down the paper, ordered them shut down. But in addition to that, he visited some of the guys in prison, Kenny Larson and them, and then soon after that, he went to jail. The revolution considered Tillman Thomas and Kenny Larson as patriotic bourgeois. They say you were able to work with them. But as soon as these men questioned Maurice Bishop, Bishop jailed him. Bishop was a common criminal. Bishop hid behind women and children. Every time Bishop had a demonstration, he made certain that he sent trucks in the schools to collect children. He did not want Gary to attack them, so he cloaked himself with women and children. Even on the 4th, Maurice Bishop had children and women there. It was the code PRA, if you could call them that sent some of the women down from the foot. Maurice Bishop never sent them down. Maurice Bishop evoked the Angola option. He expected war. He expected people to die. He said the revolution going to continue, but not with everybody. They gave a communique that Bernard Code and Ewart Lane and a number of others should report to the nearest police station. All that time, Maurice Bishop kept the women and children there to protect him. He used them as human shield. Bishop was a coward. That's why I say I don't wasting time with my child learning history in school. When Monkey writes his story, Monkey always right. This story that is written now about October 19 is Deacon's story. I can't blame Deacon for writing his story, but I know that is a bag of lies. You see, I always say to people, some religion, the Adventists, the Pentecostals, some evangelicals, they would tell you it's the Bible and the Bible alone. Well, the Bible was put together 300 years after Christ. So I do not believe it's the Bible alone. I do not believe in solo scriptura. The Bible, the fathers, the history, and the magisterium. In the same way, 1,000 years from now, the writer will win. But today, if we don't raise our voices and point out that Maurice Bishop was a common criminal, he hid behind women and children. He abstained in the Central Committee. When they take the vote in the Central Committee for joint leadership, 3 persons voted against. George Lewison was one of them. About 9 or 11 voted for. Maurice Bishop abstained. So it means the decision should be joint leadership. But Bishop still backed down from that. He was a deceiver. The same way he deceived the Rastafarians. I was always hot about the Rastafarians. During we used to argue why Maurice Bishop don't encourage Rasta to send their children in school. Some of them had their children in the forest, married their daughters to other Rasta underage children. Based upon what they believe. Why Maurice Bishop never encouraged them to go to school? He never did. He promised them he's going to legalize weed. And when Maurice Bishop reached in power, he locked up the Rasta from weed. And he take them and brought them in the cow pen and give them pork and fig and rice to it. A few of them did not eat it. So when 1983 come, those that eat pork and eat bald-head food, they cut the locks, most of them, and leave Rasta. They shame. There was disgrace. There was humiliated. Maurice Bishop hide behind women and children. Nobody who hide behind women and children could be considered a hero. He was a coward. The individuals accused Maurice Bishop for being a petty bourgeois and a womanizer and being lazy. The vote was taken in the Central Committee. The Central Committee was recognized as the highest body. Either 9 or 10 of them vote for joint leadership. 3 objected to joint leadership. Maurice Bishop abstained. Maurice Bishop lied. He told his chief security and the deputy security to go and spread a rumor that Bernard Code and his wife want to kill him. He tell them to go in Freedom Street and tell Leslie, to tell his cook, and somebody else, I can't remember the name now. The deputy security was sent, and the man second in charge. He told Maurice Bishop Cook that Bernard Code and his wife want to kill Bishop. Bishop say, because he wanted these people to spread the rumor. And he went to Butler House and reported to the security what Comrade Bishop was saying. They call a party meeting, maybe 100, I don't know how much. Rank and file party members. And they accuse the comrade of lying. They say, look at what the comrade saying, that Bernard Code and his wife want to kill him. Bishop denied. And the security get up and tell Bishop, you lie. You tell us that. And Bishop get quiet. Yes, scholar, welcome.
Yes, Mr. Pierre, afternoon.
Yes, scholar, welcome.
An interesting thing for people to take note of or find out and try to understand is what happened on Saturday in terms of the amount of people that was in Progress Park. One person who spoke to me, who saw it on Facebook, or a bit of it, might say, said that the crowd was very sparse. The crowd was very scattered. There was hardly any people there, which clearly should indicate to the Prime Minister and others, if that's the case, what it really means. But the fact that this man is so bent on this issue of Heroes Day, and to go and celebrate a Heroes Day when there was no actual heroes mentioned based on the progress and the process, I should say the process, and whatever progress there is relative to the development of a committee responsible for naming heroes. Nothing like that was done yet. But yesterday they went about and have a Heroes Day with no heroes. And the statistics would be coming from there, showing that it's only a few people that were there. It should indicate to him and others, like I said, what that really means. Watch me. This thing is so controversial in this country now that do not surprise that it brings down or it causes the downfall of a lot of politicians in this country. I heard that the man went as far, after all the prime minister now, went as far as to talk about building a shrine. Mr. Pierre, what's the purpose of a shrine? The purpose of a shrine is for worshiping.
Yeah.
The purpose of a shrine is for worship. The man is talking about building a shrine relative to this issue. You know? What is really going on in this country? I mean, nobody is able to help that guy to wake up.
You didn't hear me calling on Randall? I'm calling on Randall Robinson.
I hear you calling on Randall.
Yeah, well,
but you think this guy's an MK?
Well, I think Randall is concerned, you know. Maybe he need a reminder.
But that whole issue of a shrine is a very, very significant aspect of our development in that issue. You know? A shrine is designed for worshiping. And you talk about being a shrine to worship bishop and worship all those.
And that is a man with words, you know.
Mr. Pierre, there are varying views of bishop. I have as much as you know, I have a very harsh aspect of when it comes to views relative to bishop. It is not as harsh as, for example, yours, eh?
Well, I only speaking the truth about him.
Well, listen, you don't call him a criminal.
He's a common criminal. He castrate Broco. And they execute Clotilda.
I would go along and agree with anybody in calling Bishop evil. Because I'm very much aware of what the motto of the party was before they came into power. I did not take part in the revolution, so I say they. But I was an integral part of the NJM party up to 1976. Up to the extent that I was the leading person, the president of the party in St. Patrick's constituency. I was there with Bishop and all the other guys throughout the movement. I'm talking about from the inception of the NJM, because the third meeting that was held in this country was held in River Sally, well, down in Savant, Swayze Bush. Bishop came there and we had a meeting. I was I was the smallest boy in the midst. We're talking about guys being 18 years, 17,
young boys,
18 and 19 years around that time. And I was younger than all of them. And I was one of the clandestine active person in the party. There's no question about that. All the guys from Tivoli know me very well because we were involved in this type of thing and I mean during those days. So I know the fact about Bishop integrally, not like people just seeing Bishop and talking about Bishop. I was there with Bishop. A lot of discussions all throughout the time until I left in 1976. And here was the motto of the party, Mr. Pierre. Let those who labor hold the rein. None of that was kept by Maurice Bishop. None of it whatsoever. Bishop jailed his best set of friends not long after, including when I heard Bishop said one day in a meeting just after they jailed the guys from Tivoli, especially Tivoli and St. Patrick's and St. Andrew's area, the actual guys who took over the country, you might say. Bishop went and have a meeting in Carlton Junction. And when I hear Bishop say that words, and listen to the words, Jukutu Bok, and he's talking about Kenneth Goodlaw, who was a deputy of the party. Jukutu Bok, he referred to him as want to challenge me for leadership. He made that statement in Carlton Junction up in Grenville over Grenville there. When I hear Bishop say that, I say, what is going on there? And in the process, all the other guys, and then, for example, Mr. Lloyd Noel was a deputy of the party. Lloyd Noel was put in jail. And like one of your callers say that Tillman Thomas was there smiling and happy on that day. What is really going on with these people now?
Maybe you forgot Michelangelo said.
The guys that supported the party all through the years, most of them end up in jail. Who run away, was able to get away like my Angola brother, Ivan Bola, he was able to get away. One of them, how to call him brother? The one that is the drummer, he has a brother, Ruggles we used to call him, I think. Was my good friend too. He ran away or was able to get away. A good few fellas get away or some get away, but most of the guys end up in jail. Who are Bishop best of friends? Or the guys that people expected Bishop, to be their leader, period. He betrayed them. That's evil. That's dangerous. And that's the kind of picture I have of Bishop when it comes to that aspect of things. Yes, he was a dynamic guy. He tried his best to get all the things done for other younger people in the country. That was good enough. But the overwhelming majority suffered more than we gain in this country as a result of Bishop action. And I think that's a conclusion I've come to. No, being there on the ground and having experienced the whole thing, that's my conclusion. And Bishop is no hero because people generally, I'm not a hero type person, but if the argument is defined where a hero is somebody that you can look up to and have done things for people for the betterment, I think he do more evil than he did for the good. Just that simple. Take care, sir.
Adolf Hitler built airport, all sort of things for Germany. He could never be considered a hero. Maurice Bishop was no hero. Maurice Bishop hid behind women and children. Maurice Bishop lied. He deceived. And he evoked the Angola option. And Randall Robinson, if you have time, tell us about the Angola option. Yes, caller, welcome. Yes, caller, welcome. We lost that caller. He want to build a shrine, a place regarded as holy because of his association with a divinity or sacred person or relic marked by a building or other construction. Deacon want a shrine? Yes, caller, welcome.
Hey, good afternoon, Mr. Pierre.
Yes, brother, good boy.
You in church today, Saturday, you was there?
I didn't hear that.
You just he was there Saturday?
No, I wouldn't support that. You're supposed to know that Maurice Bishop was a criminal. Maurice Bishop jailed 3,000 Grenadians. He castrated Broco. You agree with that?
Mr. Pierre.
You agree with that?
King David in the Bible.
And not about King David in the Bible. In Grenada here. Do you agree with the Angola option?
Yes.
Maurice Bishop evoked the Angola option?
Yes.
You don't have more bloodshed.
Let me tell you something. All them people are always a set of hypocrites. All them king of them in the Bible. Are you supporting? Are you praising? I worshiping them.
You agree to build shrine? You agree that Deacon should build a shrine?
All the shrine you haven't built here, why not build on it one?
Well, Deacon don't believe, Deacon is a man of God. Deacon said church and state is separate. So what deity is building the shrine in order for? The devil worshipper?
You have all them shining here, you don't think about them.
So what Deacon want shrine for?
To praise the hero of Grenada.
Which deity Deacon building shrine for?
You know that's right?
A place regarded as a holy place because of its association with a divinity or sacred person or relic.
Well, all the shine you have in Grenada, you don't consider,
So Deacon building one? You have the Battle Hill Shrine. That is the church.
He building one for the hero.
What Deacon want shrine for? Bishop and them never believe in God. They used to pray, they didn't believe in God.
You believe in God?
What deity, Carla, you was involved. Tell us about the Angola option.
I don't know why the Angola option.
You don't know about that?
No, that's why you said.
You was just a foot soldier.
Pierre,
Yeah.
let me ask you something. You get the money from the banana, the agriculture department already?
Well, I didn't have time to go and see if they sent it in the bank. They let me name in there for check.
Okay.
My name wasn't there for check, so it don't make sense of fighting to go quick, because they won't give me quick. We're on radio talking. I don't expect them to give me quick.
Mr. Pierre,
So I don't force in their hand.
people come and survey your field.
They don't know they didn't have to come. They say once you have over 5 acres of land or 5 and under, come and register. Nobody have to go. They don't have to come in your land.
Well, all who get, they survey the land, they see what damage and what no damage.
Well, they don't come by me yet, so I have to wait.
Well, then you don't get it.
So they won't give me?
Well, if they don't come and survey your field.
Well, what I going to do? You want me to go and cry give them to something?
Well, if they don't come and survey your field,
Help me now. Tell them come and give you partner like a blind.
Your property then damage. You don't have to survey.
Ask Culture Man. Culture Man tell me, you talking, you lose too.
You not make a cocoa damage?
Cocoa, nutmeg and fencing for animal and sauersup and fruit trees, passion fruit, everything go down. Right now catching me nenen, you know. I'm financially embarrassed.
If I'm not never for long, cocoa, you are bearing trees such as rice and all these things, you get it.
Right.
You have a good day.
Okay, my brother. Yes, so Deacon, you see, words is important. And that's why I'm calling on Randall Robinson. You're a man of a respectable individual. And I know you just try to be objective. And I believe you are not satisfied with the direction Deacon going. From your writings on social media, I could see that. So I'm asking you today, make a statement on it, or call Deacon and hold a discussion with him. We believe that he is being blackmailed. And if you have a prime minister in a small country like that is being blackmailed, he could sign a lot of aspects of our country away. Already we believe there was no justification for them to postpone paying debt. No justification. They did. We have a 100-house unit in Kareku that was built specifically for people in the lower income group. Randall Robinson, what is the justification? What is the rationale? What is your view on it that Deacon is denying giving the people these houses? You see, Randall, if you don't speak now, later when the shit hit the fan, you going to be embarrassed, you know. You could salvage Deacon. You could help him. You're on the wrong trajectory. It seems somebody, third party, have his head in their pocket. And they're doing what they want with Deacon head. I believe that they order him to come across in Nigeria, Rwanda. Maybe they were threatening him. Maybe they find he want to back down. So they want to steal fear in his heart. And these individuals, when they get a hold on people, they like to get a hold on the children too. That is how blackmailers operate. Look at the big scandal that's going on in the United States of America with a number of black leaders, politicians and those involved in Hollywood. Most of them was aware of what's going on, but they stay quiet. So my brother Randall, you are the best person now to help the Prime Minister of Grenada. We of the view that he is being blackmailed. So I believe we reach out to you, give it some consideration, forget who tell you. Take it for what it is worth. Yes, caller, welcome. Caller, welcome. We lost that caller. Take it for what it is worth. Look at all the chain of activities. Yes, caller, welcome.
Mr. Pierre,
Yes, my brother.
you talk about you know reason why they shouldn't pay the debt. Mr. Pierre, the reason why is a simple reason. We want more space to help build back Grenada. So in other words, the $24 million, you have to pay every 3 months. They could use that to help the poor and vulnerable in this country. So we could build back better, faster. So they damn right in the next time, the only thing you'll cost 2 months more, 1 year more when the debt was supposed to finish, pay. You just cost 2 months more, 2 more. But that is a damn good thing what they did there. They asked for suspension of debt payment for 24 months. So they wouldn't be paying debt for 24 months. They'll be using the money to feed the poor and vulnerable of this country.
And what money they getting to build shrine?
What money they getting to build shrine?
You can say they building a shrine.
Well, yeah, all the shrine in Grenada here. Where's that
Well,
shrine?
Deacon say building a shrine.
Well, you have pleasure to build.
What he building shrine for? You agree that too?
Eh?
You agree that Deacon should build a shrine?
The Catholic have a shrine. The Methodists have a
Well,
shrine.
so Deacon want the old shrine then?
The Bishop will get their shrine.
Well, Deacon don't believe in church.
The Pentecostals have a shrine. The shrine.
So Deacon want the own shrine.
Have a shrine. So Bishop must get the shrine.
All right. Okay, my brother. Yeah, we have to be concerned about that. And I always say that if people ask Deacon, because you know he's not giving information. Why we are asking this question publicly? Because he's not giving information. Maybe the people in the diaspora, you too need to be concerned. When you hear us, forget who is saying it and examine what we are saying and see if there is any merit, any justification for concern. If the Prime Minister of Grenada decides to build a shrine, ask why. Because that is the same individual that say morality is a private thing. Church and state is separated. Yes, caller, welcome. Punch caller. We lost that caller? All right. Church and state is separated. Yes, caller, welcome.
Mr. Pierre, good afternoon again.
Yes, go
Just
right
permit me to use
Go right
Just
ahead.
permit me to use the program as an example. Now, with your program, 2 things can happen. I can hear you or I can listen to you. Because there are sometimes people are hearing something and they're not listening to it. Now, if I only hear what you're saying, I will not be able to understand what you would have said. If I listen to you, the understanding is there. And once I understand what you were saying, I will be able to interpret it. In interpreting it, I will be able to tell someone, this is what I learned from Mr. Pierre's program. But if I was just hearing you, because you're speaking, and hearing and listening is 2 different things, Mr. Pierre. If I was just hearing you and I didn't understand you, it would not be possible for me to interpret what you're saying. And so there are a lot of people just hearing your program, not understanding it, and they cannot interpret it. So you find that when persons call the program and you're asking them questions, they cannot respond to the question. Because why? Your previous programs and your programs, they were not listening. They're hearing you speaking. What other things are clouding their mind? You understand? So they're not listening to what you're saying. So it is hard for them to interpret what is being said on the program. And time again, I say, hearing is not listening. You can hear something, you can listen to something, but still, as an individual, because of your level and maybe your standard, you're unable to interpret it.
Yeah.
It's not that you were not listening properly, but because maybe of your level, you cannot interpret it for yourself. So you may have to ask somebody, well, I heard this on Mr. Pierre program. Mr. Pierre mentioned it. I don't understand. Could you explain it for me? The person needs an explanation to what you just said, but they were listening to your program.
Yes, caller, we're coming to the end.
Just hearing thing, and they cannot understand, neither interpret it for themselves.
Yes, caller, thank you.
Mr. Pierre, continue.
Thank you very much. As we come down to the end of the program, we have to be tolerant. We have to be patient with people. We have to be inclusive. It has to be all of us. So, particularly now with this technology, many people are better than others. That's why we beg people to share our program, like our program, subscribe, and help other people. Some people have phones. They don't even know how to subscribe. We have to be very patient and tolerant and understanding. And that's why I appeal today to my brother, Ronald Robinson. We're back with you again tomorrow for another program of On Target. Thank you very much.